So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be, or in other words, conquer their dyslexia? That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast. Hiya guys, I hope we're doing alright. I'm really excited to talk to you today, and really excited to talking about to conquer dyslexia and basically there. And I want to basically do this talk and talk to you about each one of the 12 steps. And I've been going along, I've been doing it, I hopefully been watching, you've been learning the stuff. And today is about step 11. And step 11 is slightly differently than all the other 10 steps we've had. And then step 11 and step 12 are the last two steps in the process. And these two steps carry a hell of a lot of weight onto them. Because I would argue that these same weight as the first 10. In this, I want to explain why and what the last two steps are. And the reason why I could only make them two steps beforehand is understand dyslexia is a gift. Or understand that your dyslexia is a gift. And I spent, most of my life really hating my dyslexia. Even when I got my C in English, even when I'd done these things, I still didn't like my dyslexia very much. Because I felt like it was holding me back. I felt like I've had to do things despite it. And dyslexia actually gave me, and I thought it was a negative instead of a positive. And when I shifted that thing to a whole different world, I could, for example, love myself and who I am as a person. And with me realizing dyslexia is a gift, that opened me up to do that. But beforehand, if I hated dyslexia, if I hated this big part, allow myself to, it sounds cheesy, I don't like it, is loving and appreciating yourself and who you are wholly. So the reason why I have the way of realizing understanding dyslexia is a gift is so powerful, and kind of the last two episodes is understanding dyslexia is a gift, and then the next one is realizing dyslexia is a gift in your life. They're two completely different things. Understanding is something in the mind. You understand things in your mind. Yes, you can understand it in your mind. Yes, that makes total sense. Yes, 2 + 3 = 5. Realizing dyslexia is a gift. It is an emotional feeling. It's an emotional feeling inside yourself. Because the first step, you have to understand it, then you have to realize it. The emotional feeling won't activate in a certain sense. You won't actually realize the gifts that it gives you, and live your life knowing that dyslexia is a gift in your life. So the reason why I hold this at such high regard is because I look at life like this. Now, I model everything from guys like Tony Robbins. I don't know if you heard of him. He's not that well known, but I grew up watching him 24/7. And what he says is that in life, in general, human beings in life, there's two skills to master in life. There's two fundamental skills. And the first skill is the science of achievement. Now what he says the science of achievement, to lose the weight, to get the money, to get that job, to become this person, to get that wife. That's a science. It's a science. And model them and do steps you can be mapped out, and you can make progress on it. And that's the science of achievement, okay? And that's an incredibly important skill, the science of achievement. And a lot of Western people are absolutely focused on the job. How can I do better at the job? How can I get life by the science of achievement of these things, selling this, or that's a science of achievement. And the first 10 steps is all about science of achievement. It's all about you realizing how you can fully take responsibility of your dyslexia and use it in a way that disempowers you. And that's the science of achievement. That's incredibly important. But what Tony Robbins says everyone's focused on the science of achievement in the Western world, but let's argue is so much more important. And that's the art of fulfillment. Now, what the art of fulfillment is completely different than the science of achievement. Now, the reason why he says the word, because what fulfills me will be completely different than what fulfills you or what fulfills anyone else. It's an art. It's up to you. It's personal. And that's so powerful. And life is about feeling. Life is about experiencing. If you're not fulfilled going through life. He says that the worst thing is to happen is to get what you want and not be happy. Then he says you're technically screwed, because if you get what you want and not be happy, then you're like, well, what now? I got what I think will make, but it's not. I'm still feeling the same things. But if you not got what you want and you're not happy, you know what you've got to do is just try and work and achieve it. And if you're really dedicated to conquer, of changing their beliefs, of doing things, of working hard, of finding a way around the problems, and yes, they work on achieving a lot of things, but they realise they're not fulfilled inside. And the way I language fulfillment in the conquering dyslexia world is realising that dyslexia is a gift in your life. That's fulfillment. Truly realising that dyslexia, those are things, for example, if you do really things, if you get the job you never thought you could have, if you achieve that, if you get that grade in English, if you do really, really well, but yet you're not happy, but yet you don't realise the gift of dyslexia, you don't appreciate this gift of dyslexia you have, then what's it for? That's one of the worst things, thinking, okay, I've done all this stuff, but yet dyslexia is still negative in my life. That's such a bad feeling, because you feel like trapped, thinking, okay, what else is that? You keep on trying, you keep on pushing, and yet you're not feeling truly happy, because you're not realising the gift that it gives you, and it's so powerful. And the truth is, if you actually look at dyslexia, the truth is there's strengths and there's weaknesses. But the reason why we have those weaknesses is based upon our environment. The things around us forcing us to do things that we're not actually do. Like, we feel like our dyslexia is negative in our life because it's stopping us do these things. But once we realise and once we appreciate and work towards, then it's good. Now, when I talk about, it's not the be all and end all. Aren't the be all and end all. It makes us unique. But unless we do anything with them, we won't be able to succeed. For example, Richard Branson, like you interviews he's done, is that dyslexia really helps him on his sort of like in the way he builds businesses. Extremely successful. But what he says when he has his businesses is like, he says all of the customers feel like they like the company understands jargon. Why don't they use complex jargon? Richard Branson doesn't understand complex jargon. That's why they don't do it. He simplifies it down. The process is really simple, and that's the way he can transmit his gift out there. But he would not transmit his gift out there if he didn't work incredibly hard on it. Does that make sense? If you didn't appreciate it, if you didn't work hard on really offering value, really letting your mind loose, not sticking to between two sides and going forward, this is the only way. No, it's when you let yourself free, doing whatever actions you need to do and thinking whatever way you need to do, getting your best result or your best outcome. Like, that's using the gift, that's using the advantages there is. But if you don't use the advantages, number one, you'll never see them. Number two, you'll never appreciate them. Number three, you'll never realise how much of a gift dyslexia is in your life. And I want to cover in this video saying the hardest thing isn't to take responsibility for dyslexia. The hardest thing is to realise dyslexia is a gift. That's the hardest thing. And the reason why that's the hardest thing, there's a couple of reasons. If you say, Theo, like, I know some of you, like, Theo, I understand of all you said up to this point, my dyslexia is not a gift. I'm glad you have it as your gift, but that's you. Dyslexia is not a gift in my life. I understand that it's your feelings, and I know that, but I want you to understand something. And the reason why you don't realise it's a gift in your life, and you don't understand it's a gift in life, is twofold. Either, in the other steps I'll talk about, if you want to know more about it, get the audiobook, conquerdyslexia.net/book. That's when you're your beliefs of realising what is stopping you isn't your dyslexia, it's your beliefs about dyslexia, your beliefs, so it empowers you. Either you don't realise the gifts of dyslexia, don't realise dyslexia could be actually so much rubble covering the gifts, i.e. the rubble meaning the negative beliefs you have of dyslexia. Just like I'm dumb, stupid, you know what I mean, the world is like this, I'm like this. Those are the negative beliefs about dyslexia. If you have those, then it makes it a lot harder to find it. For example, if you have a diamond at the bottom of a swimming pool and you cover the whole swimming pool in soot and mud and dirt, could you see the diamond? No. You can only see the diamond once you take out all that rubbish, all that dirt, all that soot, all that mud. Then you can see the diamond, and that's one of your dyslexia advantages. Once you notice them, you'll be able to realise dyslexia is a gift. And also, there's this, I'm not religious at all, but there's this belief I decided to believe in. It's really shaped me moving forward, and it's so powerful. And it's a decision to believe in it. It's not like, okay, if it's true or it's not true, it's a decision. Life happens for a reason. But it's your job to find the empowering reason. It's like, life happens for me, not to me. Life happens for me, not to me. And just having these beliefs of basically everything happens for a reason, but it's your job to find the empowering meaning in it. That's such incredible. If you have why dyslexia is a gift in your life, to find the empowering meaning. And listen, beliefs are human. Beliefs are made up. Human, our view of the world is all made up. It's all constructs. But people, you mean not out this world, decide to believe this, or you mean decide to believe or have something happen, that everything happens for a reason. There's so many examples. So I've got examples of myself, but their life is excellent. But realise this. Realise life happens for a reason. And you know that all that rubbish, all that crap they've had in the past is ultimately for a better reason now. And I really want to implore you, and I really want to implore you, motivate you, influence you to believe that belief. It's so powerful. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you're getting a lot from these, because I know I'm taking loads of notes, and I'm really trying to feel you, and I'm really trying to feel you, but I'm really trying to deliver the best thing I can. Alright guys, take care, and bye.